So you should check your Twitter real quick because I added you in the thing. So don't know if you want to do the retweet before we get
Good, yeah,
started.
good. Start, man.
Good.
Start this blood
All right, my
clot.
man Denny Blanco said, let's start up and running. Tuesday night, April 23rd, NBA playoff night. We are in the middle of Minnesota about to defeat Phoenix up by 14 in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee is down by 1 to Indiana in the third quarter. We also had the Clippers and the Mavericks later on tonight. A lot of sports going on, a lot of playoff action. Denny Blanco, where do you want to start? First of all, thank you for watching on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Find my man Denny Blanco on social media at Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself at Randy J. Cruz, Rendy, the letter J C R U Z podcast, TikTok at It's in the Game Pod, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Trying to get these comments up. So if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, got a question or comment about these NBA playoffs, feel free to go in the chat and hit us up. So we are going to be joined by the Emmy Award winning Jeff Johnson in a few minutes from Bleacher Report and MSG Networks. But Denny Blanco, before Jeff gets on, I know you're stretching over there. You got some things to get off your chest, either about this Minnesota game, the Bucks, or even the Lakers from last night. So, my man, go ahead.
I'm gonna take my time with Phoenix later. We take my time with them later. They're not on my mind right now. What's on my mind is this Laker talk, and I'm really confused at what I'm seeing with this 20-point lead and this. I watched that fourth quarter again.
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
So how much were they up by beginning the fourth quarter? I know we spoke about that earlier.
There was a span where they were up 15.
Okay, not bad.
15 in the 6 minutes left.
16 with 5 minutes to go. Okay.
It was around there. All right. No, it had to be 9 minutes. It was a 9 minute. I think it was a 9 minute mark. I'll refresh my memory. It's a 9 minute mark. And the point being, Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron was bailing your man out. 55-year-old LeBron James was bailing AD out. Imagine Randy, Batman's looking at Robin like Batman's in a fight. He's knocking dudes out. And he's looking at Robin, and Robin's over there looking at Batman like, go ahead, bro. Handle that.
Well, you got it, bro. I'm good.
Batman looking over like, I'm tired, bro. I need some help. AD, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
What? One field goal attempt?
One field goal attempt and no points in the fourth.
I don't blame Hachimura. I don't blame what's old boy? D'Lo did his thing. I don't blame nobody coming off the bench.
Okay.
I do not. LeBron and AD are supposed to bring that home. Anthony Davis disappeared when it mattered most. That's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. Now we go back to this conversation we're always having on this show. Leads aren't safe in the NBA. Yes, they are. You just can't have games like the Lakers. This is exhibit A of my point, which is you have teams that are terrible with execution when you have the lead. Jump shot. You have your main player, Anthony Davis, not even coming to the ball. What's going on? You think you want to be named as the guy? I mean, obviously he was doing great in the first couple of quarters. He's going back, but if you want to nullify the Joker, Randy, let me ask you a question. How do you nullify 27, 20, and 10?
The only way you nullify it if that guy loses. That's the only way you nullify it. But since they won, that's kind of hard to triple double 20 plus in two categories, and you were down 20 plus, and now you're up 2-0 going to La La Land, and most. If you watch on social media, most are going to say, unless you're a Laker fan, this is going to be a sweep. Can LA get at least one game? We don't know. But if you're up by 20 plus on their home floor and you don't get the job done, it's kind of hard it is deflating to get your mojo back, your whole everything to say, let's come back and get game 3 is tough, but I don't know, man. Denver just did a phenomenal job in making sure they got up 2-0.
The phenomenal job is little things like boxing out, little things like Austin Reeves boxing out. Aaron Gordon, sir, the ball's coming. Sir, the ball's coming your way. You're not gonna athletic him, if that's a phrase. Okay. You gotta find him, put a body on him, separate you from the ball, and go grab the ball when it comes to you, not the other way around. Guys looking, next thing you know, Aaron Gordon just was like, "All right, you little man, excuse me, just move, just get out the way, kick out to Michael Porter." Now, mind you, again, Darvin Ham. Substitution questions, a lot of substitution questions, you're supposed to put your foot on their necks. You leave AD out, you got to play him maximum minutes. Maybe he's just too tired, who knows. But LeBron James, yes, he missed that 3, God bless. But what about the possessions beforehand, the and one that they didn't call? I mean, he's literally looking at AD like, yo, come on, bro, I'm the only one moving here in the fourth quarter when we need it, and where are you? God bless Laker fans. I don't know how you're going to sleep at night if this team just goes over.
Yeah.
Over. Not even one game. Maybe Darvin Ham changes the lineup. Maybe he. Yeah.
Well, they got swept last year by Denver in the conference finals. Now, if they were to get swept the following year to Denver, I know they made some changes in free agency, but it was like trying to build the bench up. They kept Reeves, they kept Hachimura. What do you do going forward if, again, let's say they don't get a game, and that's back-to-back playoff series for LeBron and AD getting swept. This time it'll be in the first round. Like, what do you do? Like, I'm hearing like, oh, they're gonna get Trae Young in the off season. But I'm like, all right, does that help your need? Like, what do the Lakers need?
I don't even know what they need, because it depends on what you're trying to do.
They need a younger third guy that can take the scoring load off of AD and LeBron. What that scoring person is, a point guard, a 2-guard, a slasher, I don't know, but it's gonna be a tough hill to climb to get that third guy.
We need. I'm going old school with my strategy. I'm trying to beef up my front line and get bigger.
Okay.
I'm not trying to rely on AD to guard the Joker. That ship should be sailed. What are they, 0 for 10 against this team? What are we doing here? Let's just stop the malarkey, stop the madness, and get some bigs out here, maybe 1 or 2 that could spread the floor, and get AD. Who's AD's? Excuse me, Joker. Get Joker moving. Who's Joker's kryptonite?
It's not on the Lakers.
Who's Joker's kryptonite?
Only people that can really
contain bro.
Like what? Embiid, Giannis.
You said it right. Stop. Embiid.
That's
his kryptonite. And you see what Embiid does.
Right.
Come out to the 3-point line. Hold that. Come into the post.
Yeah, you got to make Joker mobile on the defensive end, because
and then you can't
get him down the paint. He ain't going nowhere.
And you can't disappear. Every time Joel Embiid plays Joker, he gives him specifically Joker that work, because he knows people are watching. He knows that's the guy. So he wants people. Obviously, this is when he's got the 2 good knees. He's giving Joker the work, and they nullify each other pretty much to an extent. And then Joel Embiid. I mean, what? How could I question Anthony Davis's motor when he has those points? Let me look at this. Let me look at this.
Yeah, I told you earlier. He had a 32 and 11, and you're like, oh shit, AD, like he killed. He stepped up, but it's like, if you ask how much he had in the fourth quarter, and it's like, oh, he had nothing. So he had 32 through three quarters. Then I tell you, Joker 27, 20, whatever, and 5 and whatever 10 triple double. You're like, damn, like that sounds kind of crazy. Like I thought AD went to work, but he didn't do nothing in the fourth quarter. And it's like, how do you expect to, and the Lakers lost by what? 2? So like, if AD scores 4 points in the fourth quarter, like LA wins that game. If he's more involved, they win that game. You can't put everything on LeBron. I think I heard D'Lo went off too with mad threes, and like you gotta play the perfect game against Denver. And if you don't, then it's over. It don't matter who you are. And LA almost played that perfect game last night. They just lost a fucking 20-point lead.
32-11, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
32-11, plus minus 0.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James plus 2. D. Russell plus 4. Reeves, what you is 9 points? That's 4 for 11, 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 for 7. Hachimura, Torian Prince 2 for 3. What are we doing with that? What are we doing? Let me look at the other side.
And that's the point. The people that you need to be consistent are being inconsistent in the playoffs, where I'm pretty sure game 1, Austin Reeves was pretty effective, maybe. Then in game 2, he's not. And like people, when you're playing the defending champions, you gotta be consistent every single game. So LeBron probably was like that in game 1. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard AD's averaging 30 plus, something like that in the whole series. I'm like, okay, so we got him. But it's like when it's crunch time, it's fourth quarter, it's go time. LeBron is giving you like, yo, bro, you take over. Like, I'm good. It's your team right now. And then you don't. You take if 80 took 10 shots and missed them all right, you took 10 shots. But he took 1 shot in the whole fourth quarter.
Yo, you saw Murray. You saw what Murray did, right? So what Murray did come fourth quarter. He's missing all. He shot 9 for 24. Your man was off all game.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, move.
Mm-hmm.
Move. Come here, D-Lo. See, hey. Stop. Move. Mm-hmm. Move. Switch. Come here, Austin.
Yeah.
Shot. Dogs. I want it. I needs it. I gots to have it. Joker, give it to me. Come here. Come here, AD. Mm-hmm. Hi. Pump fake. And 1.
Mm-hmm.
Your 2 stars said, "Move, get out the way. Let me work. Let me give you what you came to see." Mm-hmm. LeBron did that. He missed the 3. God bless, but he's 55. What do you expect from a man that's carrying that team? Again, he kept pushing. Every time Denver hit, he was like, "All right, I got KCP on me. Let me. I mean, I go to the hole, layup." But then I look at the some of the offensive plays, and I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Y'all just watching LeBron post? Y'all not cutting? Y'all not spacing? What are you doing here? What do we see here?
It's tough, bro. It's listen, that's why they are the defending champions. So
all right.
And they got the 2-time MVP. But yeah.
God bless.
Just to update you, Phoenix is down 0-2 officially to Minnesota. We got a second one with Milwaukee and Indiana. Clippers and Mavericks are underway in the first quarter. So, yeah, Minnesota 2-0 on Phoenix. I think when we had the prediction show last week, we kind of kept going back and forth. Like, who do we have? How many games? I think one day I said Minnesota. Next day I said Phoenix. I couldn't make up my mind. I'm a big.
You know what I said. You know what I said.
But you did say Minnesota.
Sure.
I don't know how many games, but to be down 2-0 and losing by 15 plus in both games on the road, obviously Minnesota is the better team, right? I know they got KD and Booker and Beal. Grayson Allen did get hurt in that game. Yeah, Minnesota won. They won by 12, 105-93. So, and you got a budding star in Ant-Man. Towns is healthy. They're just better defensively. I just don't know what Phoenix does going forward. Obviously, they got game 3. It's in Phoenix. They could get that game. Then now it could become a series. But I had Phoenix being at least 1-1.
Why?
Going,
Why?
because they have Kevin Durant, they have Devin Booker, they have Bradley Beal. They got 3 fucking all-stars on their team that can get me a victory in Minnesota. Like,
really?
Yeah.
You say no. They can get you. They gonna get you points.
Yeah, I said they can get me a game, bro. They can be one game in Minnesota.
They're not getting you what they get. What they're getting you is scoring, but they're not getting you. They're not getting you a team cohesive unit in order to beat another team. That's what
I'm telling you. Yeah, Minnesota is the better team-oriented chemistry together right now. Obviously, they just lost Grayson Allen. I don't know how long he's gonna be out for. Maybe he come back game 3. We don't know. But from a team aspect, is Minnesota. Defensively, it is Minnesota. You got Towns and maybe the defensive player of the year in Gobert. They got Ant-Man who just goes out there and just don't give a fuck. So he's 21, 22 years old, looking like the next Michael Jordan, and going at Kevin Durant, going at Devin Booker, like, yo, this is my time. You had yours, and what you gonna do about it? So like he's pretty much the best player on the floor right now.
Randy.
And they got no answer for him.
Randy.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at this pitiful box score.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at this box score and it's pitiful. It's pitiful.
Indiana up 4, fourth quarter, by the way. Oh yeah.
Devin Booker plus minus 24. Minus 24. Kevin Durant minus 24. Bradley Beal minus 11. Nurkic minus 21. Devin Booker 6 for 13. Kevin
Durant.
Are there
any pluses on that from today? Any pluses?
The one plus 3, Grayson Allen.
Who got hurt?
Bro,
how many
Gordon came off the bench. Gordon came off the bench. Minus 7. Okay. Dogs. The concept is very simple. The Minnesota Timberwolves are too long. They're too athletic.
Yeah.
They're too tall. They play defense. And here's the kicker, guys. This, I would say ass whooping, because this was an ass whooping. This what the score was. 103, 10, was it 105?
Yeah, but the score don't dictate how it would.
105-93. Don't let the score fool you, because let me show you something. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Phoenix was up.
Yeah.
And they just was like, all right, y'all got it. All right. Y'all got it. All right. Booker, go ahead. Turn the ball over a little bit. Yeah. All right, Bradley, now it's your turn to turn the ball over. All right, Katie, now it's your turn to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Turnovers. Devin Booker, 6. Kevin Durant, 2. Bradley Beal, 4. Nurkic, 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Ask me what Anthony Edwards shot today.
Like how many shots he took?
What was it? Yeah. How many shots did he take? How many shots he make?
I probably said no more than 20 shots.
Nah, he shot bad today.
Okay.
He shot 3 for 12.
Yeah, okay. 3 for 12.
He shot 3 for 12.
And they won by 12.
He shot 3 for 12, and he had a plus minus plus 15. Sorry. Yeah, I said that's what I said. McDaniels plus 24. Conley plus 13. Gobert plus 12. Anthony Edwards plus 15. Karl-Anthony Towns was in foul trouble all game. Plus 16.
So listen, hold that thought. I'm gonna get Jeff on. I'm gonna take you off real quick and bring it back on. All right.
Let's do it.
Seconds. Look at that. Here we go. Bing bang boom. Jeff Johnson at Jeff J says, right, on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man? Everything good? My bad. The Emmy Award-winning TV.
Get it correct. I mean, listen. That's why we spoke about this, Randy. Like, I mean, we wrote this down and everything. But we love you. We love you, Randy. It's all right.
Bro, there's pressure. I'm hearing you talk. I see him in the waiting room. I'm trying to promote at the same time. It's like you're trying to do all things at one time, but just I didn't want to forget Emmy Award winning TV host. All right, we good now. We good.
We said second time, third time, Emmy award winning host. Okay. We
That's right.
appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Yeah, no doubt, y'all. Thank you for having me. I'm really hyped to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like talking basketball is what I like to do. So let's get to it.
Listen, Jeff, before we get into Minnesota going up 2-0, the Indiana's up by 12 right now in the fourth quarter, and the Clippers and Mavericks just started. But last night at this time, my guy, you were, I would say, either in the building at the Garden or right on 7-5 celebrating, and you got to witness one of the craziest games in Knicks playoff history. Just a fucking surreal kind of atmosphere last night. You were there. Talk to me about it. Like, how was the game? How was the atmosphere? And just how was the crowd in that whole last 30 seconds of trying to get a victory?
Yeah, well, first off, I've been to a lot of games. I've been fortunate to be at a lot of playoff games. That was the greatest game I've seen live. Regular season playoffs. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Kobe play live. I've seen Bron. I've seen it. For the stakes and for the moment, for me, especially being a Knicks fan, that was the greatest game I saw live. That final minute. If you've been to Knicks games or you've been, I'll speak for Knicks games in general because Madison Square Garden is its own animal. It's unlike any other arena. If you don't like it, get your arena game up, get your own aura, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't help you. I can't help you step up your culture. You got to work from within. You feel me? So we know when the team is gonna lock it down. We know when it's time to lock in for the final minute, and we know when it's time to go home. When Lowry got fouled and they were up 5 with a minute to go, the way Jalen was shooting, and it just felt like they just ran out. They don't quit. That's the one thing about this team. They never quit.
Nope.
But you could feel the energy in the stadium. Like, you know, we New Yorkers, so we like, all right, man. Let me look at the train schedule. Let me see when my train is coming because I want to catch. If it's Monday night, I gotta be at work tomorrow.
You gotta beat that traffic.
Let me beat the traffic or whatever, and we'll deal with this in game 3.
Yeah.
And then 8 points, 27 seconds later, I witnessed one of the greatest playoff endings in Knicks history. No hyperbole. From people who have been in the arena for multiple moments, they say that moment was only rivaled by LJ's 4-point play and Game 7 Knicks Pacers when Ewing dunked the rebound and they were going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
There's only 2 moments in the history of the Knicks, and I'd say in the modern era because I've heard folks say if you was in the building for Willis Reed, that was it.
Yeah.
But you know, I know black don't crack, but I ain't that old. You feel me? I wasn't back there back in the day, so I can't speak for that.
Yeah.
But when Brunson hit the humble 3, right? The bounce 3, that's when it's the hold on now. That's when you strap in like, hold on now. What's happening? Anything could happen. Like, all right, let's get the scramble. Hopefully we could get a foul. And then they try to go for like the YOLO 3 to tie it. Then it felt like in that last moment with everything that was going on, with Maxey trying to inbound the ball, falling, they scramble, they grab the ball, DiVincenzo misses the 3, Hartenstein grabs the rebound, pass it to OG. OG immediately passes it to Devo, and he hits the game, the what becomes the game-winning shot. Honestly, it felt like the whole arena slowed down. Bullet time, like the Matrix.
Yeah.
It felt like the whole arena slowed down, and the only people who were moving in regular speed was the Knicks on the court. I've never it felt like the flow. If you hear people talk about being in the zone and in the flow, it felt like I was watching the flow happen for other people and watching them be in the zone. If you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, when 2 people are fighting in the air, like two of the characters are fighting, and someone regular is like, I can't see anything happening. It's because your eyes aren't in tune to see the force and the power happening. And those who are trained are able to see the fight happening in real time.
Yeah.
That's how it felt like to me. It felt like the Sixers glitched. The Sixers straight glitched. Everything that happened, you could see that they were in panic mode. And shout out to Fred Katz from The Atlantic. He wrote an article today where he spoke about how the Knicks drill those exact moments in practice over and over and over again. If we need to get a game-winning shot or a game-tying shot, if you crash the board and you grab the board, you grab the rebound, what's your first read? It's to somebody in the corner, because if you're crashing, everybody's crashing the board, so somebody got to be open if you grab the offensive rebound. So
Facts.
the read is to the corner. If not to the corner, then to the wing. That's why Hartenstein passed it to OG, because that was his read. They've practiced this. This wasn't a mad scramble. This wasn't happenstance. This was process. You watched their process. And that's why they were able to execute in those final moments. And when I'm telling you, bro, DiVincenzo hits that three, the Garden shook. I've heard people talk about the Garden shaking before. I stood up. I'm up on my feet. I feel the ground under me jumping, jumping. And if you've ever seen them videos of like the Indian weddings where they crash through the floor because everybody's too lit, I thought that was going to happen in the Garden.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we created seismic activity like beast mode in Seattle, but I felt like we got damn near close.
Yeah.
And then the game was not over.
Of course not.
The game wasn't over. There was still 13 seconds left to go, and they were able. Hartenstein gets another key block. OG hits the three, and B misses the three, and I'm still in shock. Like I had to wake up and pinch myself and make sure I was still on my earth and not on another earth where this is normal for the Knicks. Because in my fandom, this goes the other way more often than not. We don't get. I grew up with 8.9 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, Sixers fans got to grow up with 8.20 seconds, 27 seconds.
And your point is the fact that before Denny goes, the fact that the Knicks fans for so long have been on the other side of the Jordan game winners and the Reggie Miller game winners and the shit with Miami and in recent Miami with LeBron, and it's like, yo, we never get the lucky bounce. We never get that key rebound, that key play, because everybody wants to get the career high against us. Everybody, they want to come back from an injury against us at the Garden. We never get that fucking key play, that key moment. And now, what you saw last night, and I kept seeing it on social, like, yo, it's Willis Reed, it's the Ewing dunk, it's the LJ 4-point play, and it's Dante DiVincenzo. Like, those are the four magical moments. And this is only first round. That happened in the finals, conference finals. This is just a first round moment. And I'm like, damn, son. Like, I'm just like, I wanted to be there, but I'm like, yo, that's such a fucking great moment for Knicks fans. Like, yo, we finally got one. And I seen everybody as a Philly fan, oh, they're gonna do the grievance and be the saying, you know, this is worse than Game 7 Toronto. Like, that everybody's all down. I'm like, now you feel like how we felt for so fucking long, you know?
They're broken. They're broken. They're shook. I've lied to myself before. I've tried to self-affirm when I see the writing on the wall. This is what it is. You of all people want to talk about foul calls when just a few years ago in that same series where you said the Game 7 loss was the worst, you were crying because Nick Nurse was complaining too much about the refs. It's documented.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Filing a grievance in 2024. What happened to the game I love, man?
Yeah, and I'm not doing that.
I love. And you know what? You act like this was Knicks versus Rockets with that call that should have never been called, right? And I love the fact how incidental marginal contact seems to always go against the Knicks. RJ Barrett dunks on Scotty Barnes in a Knicks versus Toronto game, gets hit on the arm, on his off arm while he's dunking, and they say that's incidental contact. The incident was a foul, though. If I'm at the park and I get hit like that, and I say and one, you're going to tell me that's incidental contact, that's not an and one? You'll get run off the court. But if he missed, would you have called it and said it was incidental contact still? Maxey shoves Hart before he gets the inbounds pass.
Mhm.
That's marginal. I need to know where you draw your margins.
Yeah.
Because my margins are usually drawn down the middle, not sliders one way towards another team. Like, what are we really talking about? And everybody's cool with swallowing whistles and not calling the foul call. You know what type of time they're gonna be on in the final play. It's like the Hail Mary in
Of
football.
course. They're not making that call. They're not making that
pushing.
call.
You force them to make the call. And hey, you could have called timeout before the inbound. You could have called timeout before Maxey fell. Once
Facts.
Maxey fell, he technically did not have possession. Yeah, they didn't see it, but it was a bang bang play. Then you could have fouled. You could have grabbed the rebound. You could have hit the layup after the 13 seconds. You could have hit a three-pointer. You had multiple opportunities. This wasn't like a buzzer beater. You still had 13 seconds and were only down 1. And you didn't get the job done. So now your recourse is to work the refs. I love it. I love it here. I love it here because I've rarely been here as a Knicks fan before to now where everybody's been gassing y'all to tell y'all the better team. And I bet y'all do believe it, you're competitors. But you probably believe you should be able to walk over the Knicks. They don't got Julius Randle. It's a bunch of overachievers. All the casual basketball fans watch the Knicks for the first time and say, who are these dudes? You know, it's the Tommy Davidson. It's Tommy Davidson, right? They're asking the question, but now you found out. Now you found out, and now they're on the national stage for the first time where you got to talk basketball, not narratives. This ain't Insecure Sundays where we're arguing. This ain't Real Housewives. This ain't the Kardashians. This ain't any type of reality TV. This ain't Flavor of Love. This ain't For the Love of Ray J. This is NBA basketball. This is the New York Knicks. Talk basketball. Show your work if you have critique. Otherwise, don't talk to us.
Well, I can't wait for game 3. Danny, before you go, Indiana's up 20 right now. Go ahead.
Jeff says, woo! Let me just, you know what I mean? Ooh, that mic. Woo!
That mic came in hot.
Woo! Your boy was, whoa. Wait, hold on. Jeff came in with when you're wearing the Rolex watch. And you got the blonde hair.
Life's a promo, my brother. Life's a promo.
Listen, thank you for the education. Clip that, Randy. Clip that, number 1.
Yo, that was a whole promo right there.
Clip that, number 1 for the Knicks fans. Clip that. I'm happy enough. I have to cover a couple things, so bear with me, please.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, you know, as a Knicks fan that I think you are, and I assume you are, I want to applaud you. Randy J. Cruz, my brother from another mother, has gone through some tough seasons, and I'm happy to see Knicks fans actually excited and seeing actual progression in their team. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I want to address Philly fans. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what you should be doing is actually speaking to Tobias Harris about how he is avoiding accountability for his piss poor play. Your man Embiid has one leg. Let's be clear, okay? That's the reason why he couldn't box out your man Isaiah Hartenstein, huh? He was under the rim looking up, as well as 4 other players. Technically, that's Embiid's job, and that was Embiid's man. Hartenstein said, the ball's going up. You know where I'm going to go? Right to the rim. Thank you. Rebound. So, Philly fans, forget the fouls. Forget the timeout. Forget all that, okay? You had a chance to win, even with Tobias playing badly, and you lost that chance. Having said all that, because I got to streamline this because, Jeff, we have you for a period of time.
Yes, sir.
I want to streamline you. I want to know, who do you currently have in the NBA Finals right now?
Right now, I see a rematch. I penciled Nuggets Celtics before the playoffs. I honestly, you know, we talk about wrestling and all that before. I said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And the Denver Nuggets are the champs. I got to see the champs lose. And after what I've seen in them first 2 games against the Lakers, they may be inevitable.
Yep.
They're going back, but I just want to, because Boston, when you mention Boston, I have to, everybody we bring on the show is mentioning Boston, but I have to mention this stat when people mention Boston, okay? And I want to know if it actually worries you. In the first quarter, First 3 quarters, Boston is number 1 in pace. In the fourth quarter, they're dead last.
Mm-hmm.
And with Miami, just as one game, sure, it's one game, they're up. But Miami crept back in.
Yep.
Very calmly, too. It wasn't a lot of effort. It was like just very calmly. So, does that worry you, that particular stat with Boston? Because we already know what Denver can do.
Right. It'll worry me if they face a team that can capitalize off of that fourth quarter pace. Right now, the teams that they're facing, I don't know if they can do that. Because in the first 3, you said they're up in the first 3 in pace, but it's what you do with the pace that matters. And they're smacking teams. And they're making it so that the fourth quarter doesn't matter. Now, when we get to a close game in the fourth quarter, and we go full, everybody's going Kobe system, one-on-one, taking those shots, not really running offense, that's where I think, fam, you get into the point where that's where they can run into the issue. And then the question is, can Tatum, can Brown, can these guys execute actual offense? Because I've been on both sides of the Jason Tatum experience where he's taken them fadeaway step back threes at the buzzer and hit them, and then he's missed them as well. So the question is, what's going to happen in those moments? Are they going to execute or not? And are they going to face a team that can match that intensity and that preparedness where they'll know what to do in those situations and can counteract just the sheer talent that you have?
Before I pass it to Randy, the concept of that is this in my head, right? So you see Golden State, your thought process is, can a team win with threes, predominantly threes? And obviously we see Golden State prove that, but Golden State had the glitch, which is Steph Wardell, so that's a glitch. Do I see that? And he's a shooter. Clay's a shooter, right? These are guys are shooters, but these are scorers. I look at Tatum as a scorer. I look at Brown as a scorer. I don't look they do hit shots. They're streaky. So you talk about 22 threes. 22 threes. Okay? Do you expect them to hit 22 threes for 4 straight games? That is the bet. And I don't know. I think, again, if the Knicks, I'm looking at the Knicks and how they finish games, and I'm looking at the other teams that are out there, the Cavs, your Cavs, your Bucks, and I'm just like, who's going to have enough to even challenge these guys, the Celtics, come when you need to make a comeback and you need to close games? Randy.
Listen, I've been saying this since day one. I would feel extra confident if Randall was playing, but I think the Knicks give the Celtics the biggest challenge remaining in the East. I think the Cavaliers, if they get to the second round, which I think they will, and they get Boston, that could be very interesting as well. I don't think Boston will sweep the Cavaliers, but just listen, you got Mobley, you got Garland, you got Donovan. Like they can give Boston some problems. That could be at least a 6-game series.
Why do you think what?
Right. No, I'm saying, but listen, if Boston plays Orlando, it's a sweep. Let's be real. Orlando can't even beat the Cavaliers right now. So the Cavaliers and Boston in that round 2, like that could be. I'm saying that could be interesting. On the flip side, if New York gets past Philadelphia, we get Milwaukee or Indiana. That's no cupcake kind of team. So it's going to be a dog fight either way. Like right now, it's going to be 1-1, Indiana and the Bucks. We don't know when Giannis coming back. So if we don't have Randall. They got no Giannis. Indiana might play off of that. So if we get Indiana round 2, I think we did pretty well against Indiana in the regular season. So it's a toss-up. Aside from Boston, it's a toss-up in the Eastern Conference.
Jeff, if you were you're defending the Denver Nuggets. There's a couple of strategies, I've thrown out there, and we can laugh about them, but what are you going to do? They are defending champions. You have to come up with a strategy. So if we're going to play defensive strategy, give me some strategies that you may throw out to try to either slow down or prevent, actually keep your team in the game.
I think I won't cop out to it. I'll tell you what my strategy is, but I do think it depends on your personnel. So I've watched the Knicks and the Nuggets play a few games. The Knicks have the personnel to guard Nikola Jokic because they have 48 minutes of elite defensive play at the 5.
Bigs.
So if you have that, right? And Jokic is one of those players where, Anthony Davis has been playing all world and he's facing a galaxy when he plays against Jokic. And it's wild. But at the same time, I've seen Mitchell Robinson. I've seen Isaiah Hartenstein. I've seen them be able to contain as much as you can contain someone like Jokic. So when you ask me, what's the defense? I say, Jokic, let him go one-on-one. Let him do what he does. Don't let him get everybody else involved. It's the old Shaq model, right? Shaq could have 50. Let's limit the rest of the team to like 70, 80, to 30 additional points, and let's score 81 or more.
Bro, that's what I feel with Embiid now. I'm like, let Embiid cook you with whatever he can do on one leg. Do not double him all game, because you'll get your Batums and your Harrises, and Maxey is gonna fucking get 30 plus. But like, let Embiid do what you do. Stop doubling this guy, because he's gonna get everybody else involved. And if you have that, that's gonna be a problem.
See, but the issue is with Embiid is they're running him in pick and roll action. They're running him in 1-5 pick and roll action with Maxey. So they're not going to like the 90s. We're giving him in the post every single time. They're running him off motion to try to get mismatches or to have the bigs moving. So once he gets the pass off the pick and roll, he's nimble enough and skilled enough to pump fake, to dribble, to use his handle and all of that like a guard at 7'2", to be able to get to the rim or to hit a 3-point shot. And once he's hitting the shot, that's where you're kind of compromised, because now you're picking your poison. Like last game, the Knicks picked their poison with the 3-point shooting, and they were being what would you call it? They're being slowly gassed by minute, right? I think, so going back to Embiid, I've been saying since before the series, if this dude is actually hurt, y'all got to test him. And I say that as never playing a single minute in the NBA. I'm not saying it's easier said than done. But for those of y'all that have the tools, the skills, and the resources to perform the actions that I'm asking you to perform, I just have a simple ask. Drive at him. Let's see him jump.
Dante
put your hands up.
Dante has done so. Dante has done so.
Hart does it, but it's like Josh Hart will hit the first layup and be like, nah, that was a fluke. So then when he goes up again,
I ain't do that shit again, bro.
He's like, nah, I'm not going to get that again. So he starts reversing and doing all this contortionist stuff. And it's like, nah, fam. Yo, if you get blocked, guess what? You still win, because he has to jump to block you. And he has to land. We are in a 3-way match between the Knicks, Embiid, and his knee. We are in a 3-way match, and it's who can last first. Who could outlast each other? Can the Knicks outlast the Sixers? Can the Sixers outlast whether Embiid's knee goes? Can Joel outlast it? I watched this man, bro. Like he was walking like me after leg day, knowing that I got to do cardio still. I'm like, dog, I'm limping, I'm walking. When you do abs for the first time in a month and you like walking hunched over because your whole abdominal wall is cinched and is like clenched, like. These are the type of stuff that I'm talking about. And props to him, because 70% Embiid is still MVP level. Like,
he's still getting 34.
Bro? What the hell? But after game 1, I saw he probably came back too early. It's still a little shaky. And if you get him to continue to move, he won't be able to hide on people to conserve energy. And he finds really adept ways to conserve energy and movement. That's why the first quarter he looks so spry. Then when you get to the fourth, he has to pick his spots. He's under the basket. He's not really attacking because he got to think until the next game. And these guys need Embiid to play 40 minutes to win. He can't sit. He can't sit because they don't win the Embiid minutes. And then last night, they didn't win the non-Brunson minutes. Y'all want to be mad. Be mad at the fact that the Knicks extended the lead to 8 when Brunson went to the bench and they were only up 1. Sometimes it's just math, bro.
That's exactly what I've been telling Randy, that sometimes when you look at a team and you look at their best player, their engine, and when their engine isn't working, how does the team respond? They cover each other so very well. when Brunson's off, and Brunson doesn't just miss shots. He's giving people setting up passes. He's being a great decoy. He's getting people involved. So shout out to Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson attacking Embiid, attacking him, getting in his grill. And yes, once again, he's one knee and he's giving you 34 plus. That's great. At the end of the day, the concept is simple. You defend him, and you defend him as much as you can. So it will be interesting to see the rest of the play. You said the Bucks. You said the Bucks lost. Is that right?
Yeah, I think by 15-20. So it's 1-1 Indiana Milwaukee.
Spicy P went off.
I got it.
He was cooking them.
Who said Spicy P? Who?
Yeah, Pascal Siakam. You didn't know that was his Toronto names?
How much he dropped?
Last time I checked 33, but I don't know what the final one is.
I'm checking right now.
Bobby Portis. Who was guarding Pascal Siakam?
Nesmith 11, Siakam 37, Miles Turner 22, Nembhard 20, Halliburton 12 and 12.
Y'all, you listen, Milwaukee Bucks fans. You give these young guns some energy. You give them some confidence. I don't think you want that. Now we Giannis out. You don't want that. I don't. You don't want that. It's looking very scary. It's looking very scary out here, and I am looking forward to this Dallas LA Clippers game.
Yeah, Middleton 15, Portis 14, Lopez 22, Pat Bev 5, Dame 34.
I mean, what else do you?
Yeah,
they couldn't defend clearly, because what else are you going to get from Dame? He's giving you all he has. Obviously, Lopez 20 something. Listen, this is out of control.
Listen, I think we both picked Indiana to win the series, regardless of whether Giannis played or not. I just feel like Indiana had their number all season. Again, now you go 1-1. If Milwaukee was up 2-0, that could make Giannis stay out one more game. But now it's 1-1. Now it's like, damn, could he be ready for game 3? If not, if they lose game 3, he got to play game 4. So that the pressure is on them to figure out how soon they want to bring Giannis back, because like Dame can't be getting 35 and not getting much from everybody else. Your Lopez or Middleton, they need Giannis at some point. And then you get Siakam and, like you said, these young guys involved. Oh shit, they're gonna help out Halliburton at some point in time. So I think that's the one series, Jeff, that we both had going at least 7. So again, that's a fucking toss up right there.
Yeah, for sure. I think I had Bucks in 7. And only because I anticipate Giannis coming back at some point, and I thought that Milwaukee. This is the one series. This is a series I juxtapose with Minnesota, Phoenix, right? I felt like Milwaukee had enough defense and enough older baller experience to young boy them in 7, right? Like to just do the things that you have to do in the playoffs to get there. Giannis is on the clock, and that calf injury, you got to be really careful.
Exactly.
Remember, KD started as a calf against Toronto, right? So, I think it's gonna be a dogfight in that 7-game series, as opposed to Minnesota, which I had Minnesota going in 7. But boy, first of all, if Grayson Allen is hurt, good game. If he don't play for the rest of the series, or at least he miss a couple, it might be good game, because Anthony Edwards, this is your little brother finally beating you on the 1-on-1, or beating the father, or whatever, what. That's how it's feel. The energy is different, bro. And they look to put these boys out to pasture.
Yeah,
it's no holds barred, no surrender, no mercy right now.
Listen, Ant-Man's the same guy that said, someone said, you or Jordan 88, who you got? He's taking himself every single time. Like he thinks he feels he's the best player in the whole league. He don't care if it's Durant, LeBron, Luka, Jokic. He don't give a fuck. Nope. And that's the kind of mentality. I was hanging out with somebody that said, I think how old was Ant-Man? 25? I was like, Nah, bro. He's like 21, 22 years old.
Baby.
He's 23.
He-
He's a
Nah,
baby.
he's 21.
He's a baby. He doesn't even know how to play. Your man, and we go back to my original point.
22.
He's 22 years old.
22. My original point. The NBA whisperer, Denny Blanco. Jeff says, Randy J. Cruz. It's in the game podcast. Your man Edwards shot 3 for 12. Okay, but your man McDaniel said no problem. I got you 25. But Conley said I give you 18. Gobert said I give you 18. And Karl Anthony Towns was in foul trouble all game. Your man was plus 16, plus minus. The concept is simple. If you got the man Anthony Edwards not even playing well and they're beating you, that's scary. Now,
that's why I said they got a better team right now when they can rely on other key pieces that the Suns don't have.
Now this team against Denver, I said, I said, listen, it excites me because it the matchups are just delicious. Gobert against Joker. Then who's gonna probably gonna put Aaron Gordon on Anthony Edwards because no one else is. I don't think they put KCP on him. That's going to be ridiculous. That's going to be silly. The matchups are going to be. Then you have Karl Anthony Towns, so they have the size. They have the size and the length to bother the Denver Nuggets. So that series, if it happens, if it does happen, that would be very interesting. But let me ask you this other question before we move on and make it. We got to catch this game. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think with Anthony Davis, now your man, not your man, but the man, Anthony Davis, he said, I should be considered defensive player of the year, nominated at least, I defend 1 through 5. The NBA doesn't look like anybody likes me. Now, that comment didn't age very well because yes, you're asked to defend the universe, as you mentioned earlier. Okay, you're asked to defend that. And from time to time, it's like you're not even there. It's 0 for 10 for you when it comes to dealing with the Joker. And then the concept is you have Murray by himself, 1-on-1 on an island with you. The guy who says can defend 1 through 5. You said it. Not me. Not anyone else. You said it. Now, proof is in the pudding, baby. Murray was confident. I looked at the clock. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Baby boy going to take this down all the way to the clock. He ain't even going to give him no time. Unlike, again, people talk about LeBron and that 3 being missed. Guys, who's to say he gets a better shot later down the line? Who's to say? He makes it, everyone shuts up. Okay, if he makes it, everyone shuts up. He brings it out, rolls the clock down, and then he misses a shot, and then they come down. Yes, maybe time is off the clock, but it's neither here nor there. My point being is, do you think Anthony Davis should be named in the Defensive Player of the Year candidacy, seeing what you just recently saw, and especially going against top-tier talent? Maybe against everyone else, but against top-tier talent. What say you, Jeff?
So...
Keep it real, Jeff. Keep it real.
You don't have to keep it real. You can keep it comfortable. It's in the game podcast. We do not want to, we do not want to strafe against anything and anywhere. We just want to, keep it light.
Yeah, it's hilarious when the totality of your body of work can be negated and tossed out the window, tossed off the roof in one moment, right? Like, I don't think that's fair, but it's fandom, it's the NBA, it's what folks are going to do. If you look at for those that partake in advanced analytics, if you look at his defensive EPM, he's among the top 20 to 25 players in defensive EPM. And for a big man in this era, that is saying a lot. Among centers, I think he's in the 5 to 10 range, or probably in the top 5, right? So I do think he has a point. A lot of times, this defensive player of the year, we've gone through cycles where big men have won it, and then it went to guards. It depends on where you can make the most impact in the game and where you can make the most visible impact. Because I can argue that had he not gotten hurt, OG Anunoby would have been right there. And then that's for like the people who watch the game. because you understand that he is a system within himself. So once you put him there and you look at the defensive numbers, you can tell the impact through numbers and when you watch too. I think Anthony Davis is a great defensive player. I also think Jamal Murray had to hit a fadeaway end of the clock shot, mid-range shot, falling into his bench. Good game. You got to shake that man's hand. You got to shake that man's hand. I don't think it's an indictment on Anthony Davis's defensive effort. I do think when you play in the playoffs, every statement, every quote, every criticism, every challenge to a player's game is put on the biggest stage in the sport. And these are the moments where you can shut people up. Because we'll get to shows like this where we'll say, well, hey, if you say you're the best, then how did this happen?
Bro, look at that shot. Look at that. Look how high Murray had to fucking jump for that shot.
Bro,
in real time, you watch it in real time. The conversation is through people I'm watching online is, AD didn't crowd him. The concept is simple. Now we're guards. We're guards. In that time, 6 seconds left. He had 6 seconds. We're guards. And then again, you're talking about it happening in real time. But as guards, we're not going to the hole. We're shooting shot. We're not going to the hole. So as a big man, you should know that. We're not going to the hole. We're trying to shoot a shot to win the game to be like Michael Jordan 3-2-1. AE could have crowded him. And that could have made it maybe a difference from that fadeaway. But he is fading away, which is fact.
I mean, give Jamal Murray credit though, bro. Like he hit him with a move.
Step back.
He hit him with a move. He hit him with a move in the step back, and he created that much. Look at just enough space to get over his outstretched hand. Just enough. That's an NBA level move. That's an all-star level move. You gotta give. I give more props to Jamal Murray than I do criticizing AD's defense because he could have hit a guard with that. He could have hit a wing with that. He hit AD with that. And that's the thing. When you got that switch, that's a little bit of what you give up when you got a big on a guard.
They said they wanted that switch. They said they wanted that switch.
I know. I wanted too because I think 7 times out of 10, I get a better result. We just got into the 30%. We just got the 30 percentile this game.
No, I'm saying what I'm referring to is Denver
wanted that switch.
Wanted AD. They asked for that, because usually you would have hunted D'Lo. You would have hunted. They was like, yeah, if AD gets on me, that's what I want in the actual last shot. Because he said I've hit shots over AD before. That he said so when he said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they probably ran it right to him and got him moving, right? Like. It was an excellent play. Yeah. Sometimes it just comes down to good defense, better offense.
Like how did AD get up in the bench?
He didn't get cooked.
No.
True.
No, again, the concept is again, big man, you learn in college, high school, playing ball. Big man, little guard, seconds coming down, make him drive. He's going to shoot. If he tries to shoot, you have the length. Make him drive at all costs. Make overplay. Make him drive. Just hug him. Make him drive. And best case scenario, rotation comes over. Maybe LeBron comes over. Who knows? Obviously, your MVP. Jeff, your MVP. Your MVP. Jeff, you're thinking about this. You really don't know who's your MVP, Jeff.
Oh, you're asking me who's my MVP?
He's asking.
I thought you were saying I'm MVP, and I was like, what? I didn't do shit.
Yeah, you're the MVP, Jeff. No, Jeff, you're the MVP.
He's asking. Yeah.
You're the MVP. You are the MVP.
My MVP is Jokic.
Okay.
It's Jokic. Like, I wouldn't be mad if it's SGA because I get it because of it. Because all right. So the MVP award, it comes down to a lot of narratives. It doesn't really come down like the game itself and what you play. You take the top 5 dope seasons and then you analyze them and try to find the context within the season. Usually, best player on best team is the MVP. That's how it used to be when I was growing up. But then we get into this other additional context. It's like, okay, you have the best team, but how much of it was because of you? And how much of it was because of the team? That's why I think Jason Tatum this year gets doesn't get into the top 5. Just because so many people had to overcome more and to do more with less than what Boston has. You're suffering from success, right? And I think that's where your individual awards suffer because of that. So when I'm looking at Jokic, I'm looking at SGA, I'm looking at Luka. Luka's phenomenal. They're a 5 seed. I think that for me is like the tiebreaker. Okay. Shea and them got the 1 seed. OKC, he's been doing it incredible. He's been the model of consistency. But I think when you look at Jokic, he is just so transformative, bro. He's just so transformative in the way he controls the game. He is a system. He is one of those systems within himself. Like when Harden was like, I am the system, that quote should have a Jokic picture. Because he is the system. And I've seen him in the game against the Knicks when he threw that behind the back pass, didn't even look. He just knew you're supposed to be there. And exactly. He was on target. This is the type of stuff that he does. Ho-hum 30-point triple doubles. And quietly look the best on the defensive end that he probably has in a couple of years, to where that knock doesn't sound as loud. As banging on the door when Embiid won it and all of that, right? Because I do believe, like, even though I know it came down to crazy controversy at the end with Embiid versus Jokic, although Jokic was so transformative, and at the end of that season, it kind of proved, maybe I should have won it. But I do think if you have some people who are 2 players who are, maybe you're splitting hairs in terms of their offensive prowess, and I'd even say you give it to Jokic a little bit, I feel like the defense that Embiid played should have at worst leveled the playing field. At worst. And then we could talk about everything else contextually. So with everything given, I would be shocked if Jokic didn't win his 3rd and 4 years.
Yeah. Jeff, question for you: who do you have coming out the East? You said Boston, right?
Boston.
Yeah,
I
mean, if you ask in my heart, you already know
of
the
course.
vibes.
Yeah. Let's not even.
If you want me to be objective,
I know the vibes.
Right. If you want me to be objective, Boston got to put up or shut up at some point and win a title. With what they've been doing, they've been giving it up a little too crazy the last few years. Should have beat the Warriors. Should have been in the finals last year. Should be in the finals this year. Damn sure should be in the finals this year with the upgrades that they made. Right? So yeah. And you think about, what if Dame went to Miami instead of Milwaukee? Did the Celtics get Drew Holiday? It's the butterfly effect when you think about how good that team became when they were able to get Drew Holiday for 75 cents on the dollar. So I think they should not have as much resistance in the East, given what they've done in the regular season. But we know this is a different animal, and we know there's teams that are currently leveling up in their play. I crushed them for ducking the smoke. But right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers look like the smartest organization in the 4 major sports right now, for the way they punted that last game of the regular season, and they are just vibing against the Magic, bro.
I mean, they can vibe now, but when you get in that ring with Boston,
I know
that's a different
fight. The matchups, even the matchups with the Cleveland, Boston. I'm thinking about the matchups. Okay, so you put. Allen, you put the center Allen, and then you put him on KP, but he's not the kind of guy that likes to play on the wing. So now you're in trouble. Mobley either. So now you're already in trouble off rip, right? Then you putting Donovan Mitchell on who? Tatum or Brown?
Derek White.
Mismatch, right? So Derek White, you put him on Derek White, you're gonna have to hide him. You hide him, and then
Garland.
Again, that's where I'm just like, who's guarding Tatum or Brown from Cleveland?
See, but you're thinking about it from basketball. That's the problem. You got to think about it from a business standpoint. Donovan, we won a playoff series. We on the up and up. We just ran into a buzzsaw in Boston. They the best team in the league. So, sign this extension, bro. We lit. Like, We got to get somebody else. You know how the superstars do. Somebody gonna ask out. We got them assets. Like, bro, stop playing with us. Sign
Cleveland.
this extension.
Cleveland. All
Sign
right.
come on, bro. You
All
know,
right.
home
Yeah.
is a 2-hour flight away. You can do that.
Yeah,
This is what it's about.
Real quick before I know we want to watch the second half, but Danny, who you have coming out the West? Denver, right?
Right. Yeah, we got Denver. We got Denver out the West. We got Boston out the East. Denver, defending champions. They got the remaining MVP. I think he's gonna win it again. Joker. He's two. To piggyback off what Jeff said earlier in terms of SGA, great season, bro. SGA, great season. You are consistent. Shout out to the Converse deal. Shout out. Word. That's great. Shout out. Everything's happening for you as it should. Keep working. OKC's great. Luka, phenomenal. I mean, triple-double man. I pay to see you. You're great. But that man Joker affects the ball on both sides.
Yeah.
On both sides. It's not even a question. It's not even a debate. And until Embiid has two solid knees, which I don't think will happen in the next near future, he's the only he is the kryptonite to Joker. He's the only one on earth that can nullify and erase anything Joker is doing. He's shown you before with two healthy knees. With one knee, no, it's Joker's Thanos. He has all 6 Infinity Stones. There's nothing that you could possibly do. It's a wrap. Randy.
So my last question as we wrap up the first half, Mavericks are going to be up at least 4. So I got me thinking. Now we mentioned Durant, and I know they're down 2-0 to Minnesota.
Wow.
And then I kept hearing Thunder and SGA. So Jeff, I don't know. Again, we think from a wrestling standpoint, right? Storylines, right?
Here we go.
So, shut up, bro. Shut up. So my thing is this, and hear me out. I just seen the Chet Holmgren commercial with the KD stuff, right? KD is narrating Chet Holmgren with the KD's on. Mind you, Chet Holmgren is a current Thunder, right? We don't know what's going to happen in Phoenix with this series with Durant and them. But do you think out in the world there's a possibility that knowing that OKC has all these draft picks on the side, KD will be a UFA in next summer? You got 1 year left on the contract. Could it be a possibility that Kevin Durant, when it's all said and done, will come back home and finish his career with the Thunder to go with SGA, Chet Holmgren, keep the young guys there and trade a whole bunch of draft picks because Phoenix don't have draft picks. They have no capital for the future. So do you see that there could be a marriage where KD goes back to the Thunder and finish his career there?
I think it's not impossible. It might be a little improbable only because I don't see Sam Presti trading assets for a guy that's going to be a unrestricted free agent in a year. And what is KD, 35?
KD is 36 right now.
36. He has a history of injury. And what they need right now, they need a big. They need like a big. They need somebody who can
challenge Joker.
Like quiet as kept. If they ever got someone like Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein, oh my God.
Then Denver's in trouble.
Don't let that happen. Just
Denver's in trouble.
Don't let something like that happen, like a big like that. Or like if they had Jaren Jackson or someone like that.
All they need is a
AD.
All they need is a beefy European, somebody who's just
Valanciunas.
If they had a Valanciunas,
like my man Steven Adams.
Right. If Steven Adams was still like peak Steven Adams or someone like that, that's who they really need, and that's what like consensus they need because they're young and they're svelte and they don't really got too much weight.
And
I think that's the case, but I could see it happening. But I think I would see it happening as KD goes as a free agent, as opposed to. I don't know.
Trade your future to get him back.
Yeah, if there was a trade, it might be like, yo, here, take a couple of these first round picks, and give us KD and fuck out my face, right? Like you're not getting J Dub. You're not getting no one named Jalen on this team. You're not getting nobody in our starting five. Like it's clipped. It's clipped. Like we not. Yo, you could have Giddy. Oh, please take Giddy. We don't need that anymore. Take Giddy, take these couple of picks and get out of here and fuck out of here, right? Like, and then now the Thunder are in a position where them first round picks might not cook unless you're getting them from other teams. So yeah, I like where you're going storyline wise, narrative wise. It's super dope. I don't know how applicable it is in practice.
I mean, listen, because my thing is this, real quick. If they get bumped out first round, and I love KD, it's gonna be a lot of questions. What's the future gonna look like, and all that through the whole summer. KD is not gonna be again. I know he won out of Brooklyn, but is it gonna be like, listen, I want out of Phoenix here, and I want to go to OKC. I want to go home. Like I think KD getting too old for that. But it's like something has to really happen where I gotta get out of here. And my best bet is to go back home.
I know where he should go, but it'll never happen.
Oh boy, Golden State.
I know where he should go, but
back Golden State.
That's one.
Golden State.
It's probably the move that he was gonna make in 2019 before his Achilles pop. But
and you know what's crazy, Jeff? Everybody, listen. KD's career could have a whole fucking different dynamic if one, he does not get hurt against Toronto. They would have won that series. He'll be a 3-time champ. If his foot was not on the line in Brooklyn and against the Bucks, they would have won against the Bucks. They would have beat Atlanta, and they would probably have beat the fucking Phoenix Suns in the finals. He could have at least 4 chips to the resume where people could look at him a lot differently. Now he only got 2. Now he hasn't won since Steph, and hasn't gone back to the finals since LeBron got 4. He won without him. It's the whole narrative. Like I'm a big KD fan. I wish he never got hurt in Golden State. I wish his foot was like behind the line in Brooklyn to beat the Bucks because they would have won the whole series.
Well, remember, he's the only narrative. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
He's the only one that can. He's one of the only one. Somebody's NBA careers. When you look back over his career over time, he's going to be. You look back. He's going to say this often. How are you helping me? Draymond Green yelling at him. How is this helping me? How is this helping me? James Harden getting hurt. How's this helping me? Kyrie disappearing. How's this helping me? Comes to Phoenix. Beal's not healthy. How's this helping me? Booker's not consistently healthy. How's this helping me? Looking around, it's like
even last year, Chris Paul wasn't healthy before they got Bradley Beal.
Again, he's just you look at after the rings. This is like, yo, what's going on? What's going on, fam? What is going on with you, fam? Like, but you know what? It is what it is. Jeff, we thank you so much for actually taking time out of your busy schedule because you are an Emmy Award-winning TV host. Don't get it twisted. Emmy Award-winning TV host, and we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got a lot on your plate to come to speak to us. We appreciate you very much.
Dog, the appreciation is mutual. Thank you for reaching out to me. Anytime somebody shares their platform with me to talk my shit and to have fun doing it, it's always love. So thank you so much. I hope this ain't the last time. And y'all
you ain't saying nothing about a wizard. You ain't saying nothing about a wizard.
Y'all doing dope work. Y'all doing really dope work. Keep it up.
Appreciate that.
This content game is a grind. One
Listen,
foot in front of
everybody
the other.
got a podcast now, so you got to just wiggle your thing. It's about being different. It's about being creative and thinking outside the box. And everybody could talk about NBA or wrestling or whatever. It's like, all right, how can you make yourself different? And me and Denny are just trying to just be different every single day. Graphics, this and little ticker, like whatever it is, and the content. Because the thing is, you can have all that, but you can't do a show and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's facts.
Also, before you go, giving your flowers. Also, you listen. Like Randy talk about all the time. We have obviously there's the NBDL. There's obviously the NBA, and then there's AAA, single A, etc. You want to have people that are in the game. You work for MSG. You're all over these places, showing your faces. You're making connections. So you're definitely showing us giving us inspiration and showing us how to be professional, showing us how to present, and showing us how to conduct interviews. So thank you so much for being inspiration. We see you, and we hope you come back. It's very, very soon.
Dave, you know what
Jeff
that is
Johnson,
right there,
my man.
Randy?
Thank you, and I appreciate
You know
it,
what that
man.
is right? You know what that is right there?
What's that?
It's goosebumps.
That's the Rock. It's Goosebumps.
It's
The Rock, baby. The Rock.
It's goosebumps.
That's it. No. See, that's the thing, Randy. No. I can give you a monologue. Don't get it twisted. We don't got time. We don't got time tonight. But Randy,
know, man, that promo your man came in with in the beginning, I was like, word, all right. Okay.
My bad.
I got it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
All love. Thank you, man.
Sir.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bet. Denny Blanco, I'm gonna get you. I don't know if you're gonna go to bed or finish the second half. I'm gonna finish the second half between Dallas, and the Clippers. So yeah, got some good stuff. Wrapped up Phoenix, Minnesota, Bucks, and Indiana's tied 1-0. We had about 265 people who just chime in, tap in. We appreciate y'all. Go ahead to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Anything will help. Give us a like, download, rates, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Follow us on TikTok at It's in the Game Pod, at Sir Denny Blanco on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J, CRUZ on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Denny Blanco, any final words before we get out of here?
Listen, we appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all listening. It's in the Game Podcast. We out.
Yes, sir. We out.
One yourself.